What's up, all you legends? Well, welcome back to another episode. Today's video is a bit of a longer one. We've got a lot to fit in to just one video. This is part 13 of our Radical Red walkthrough, and here are my Pokemon that I'm using currently. I did just catch a shiny Sartha, so I am going to make a separate video on how to catch shinies in the wild. I've kind of worked out how to do it. It takes a lot of patience, but it can be done. So that's how my team's currently looking. We are here at the Lavender Tower, and we're going to work our way through Lavender Tower today, and then we're going to head over to Celadon City and explore Silph Co. There's a ton of rocket grunts to battle in there, loads of items to pick up. So that's why this video is going to be rather long, and we're going to work our way to Giovanni. The whole of Celadon City is overrun by Team Rocket, so we need to go and sort that out. We need to battle Giovanni and get them out of there. But here, from Lavender Tower, all the way through Silph Co and Celadon City, there's a lot of battles, a lot of wild Pokemon along the way. So it's a great time for you to train up some Pokemon. Here are all the Pokemon that I've found in this area. So if there's any of those that interest you, come and search for them and come and catch them all. But yeah, like I said, this is a great time for you to train your Pokemon, get all your Pokemon in your team to reach the level cap. And once you do that, I definitely recommend switching other Pokemon in to also level up. Pokemon that you think that might be useful in the future. Because if all your Pokemon reach the level cap, they're all going to get only 1 experience each, and you're just wasting a whole lot of grinding and battling. So rather, once all your Pokemon reach the level cap, maybe trade 4 of them out and select 4 other Pokemon that interest you, that might be useful. And with experience share on, you can keep your stronger 2 up front, and the rest of them will just level up as you go. And you can do that multiple times. You can probably do it 2 or 3 times by the time you get to Giovanni and Celadon City. At least then you've got a larger pool of Pokemon to choose from if a battle does happen to get really tough, or you need a different team with different types. So don't waste all this grinding and opportunity now to level a lot of your Pokemon up. Otherwise, you're going to be doing it anyway later, and it's going to be a lot more difficult because you're not going to have trainers to battle against. And the level of the Pokemon are not going to be as high later on. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get all our Pokemon up. Our level cap is 56. And I have swapped in Cranidos and Fanpy. That's why they're wanting to evolve almost every battle, because their levels were so low. I think Cranidos was level 12 when I swapped them in. And same Fanpy was like level 4. The first battle he went up about 10 levels. So it's really, really quick and easy to level some of your weaker Pokemon up that you might use later on. So that's all we're going to keep doing, just so we have more options. But there are a lot of awesome ghost and psychic Pokemon in here. And I believe when we make our way up to the 3rd or 4th level, there is a shiny Alolan Marowak that we battle. That's like the boss Pokemon. because this is a haunted tower, and the story does involve a Marowak and a Cubone. You should definitely go back and read the manga of Lavender Town, like before the anime even started. I think the manga is called Pokemon Adventures, and it's a lot more brutal than what you'd think. Definitely more brutal than the cartoons. And Lavender Town has quite a cool backstory to it. So here we've made it to a little healing pad, which is nice. We can battle all these people, stand on the healing pad there, and all our Pokemon will get healed. Right now my team is looking pretty solid. I still need a water Pokemon. I still haven't decided on which water Pokemon I should use. I'm interested in Blastoise. I'm interested in Dragapult. And possibly Milotic. So those are the 3 water Pokemon I'm considering. But it's so hard to decide on the final 6. My Axew is getting pretty strong, but I don't think I'm gonna take Axew with me. I've kind of put Vileplume on the bench. I put Pyro on the bench. Out of my current team, yeah, I think Axew and Haxorus isn't gonna go with me till the end, but they'll be on the bench with me till the end. And I've got to trade out maybe one more Pokemon that I'm not gonna keep. So I've got a solid 4 Pokemon that I'm gonna try to take with me pretty far. Cranidos is a cool Pokemon to train up just in case. I do like my Ceruledge, my Sartha, and my Behemoth. I think I'm gonna evolve Sartha into Scissor when I get to Silph Co. When I caught the shiny Sartha, I almost didn't even realize it. I almost knocked him out because the shiny Sartha is also green, just a darker version of green. If it weren't for like the shiny stars that pop up when you come across a shiny Pokemon, I wouldn't have been able to tell. I battled hundreds of Sarthas, so when it did pop up, I came so close to just knocking it out. And it was also quite tough to catch it and get it in the ball. It was putting up quite a fight. So when I do evolve my Sartha, at least the shiny variant will be more visible. Because Scissor is normally red, but the shiny version is green. So that will be pretty cool to see. And then I think he'll be a lot stronger when he evolves. Because now Sartha is flying and bug type. And flying moves are quite useful overall in the game. So I'm going to try to keep at least one flying move. And then when he evolves, he becomes a bug steel type. So hopefully I can get 1 or 2 strong steel attacks. We've come across the legendary Marowak, the final boss Pokemon. I think we have 1 more level to explore of Lavender Tower. This Marowak is quite a tough battle though. Do not underestimate it, even though it's just 1 Pokemon. If you don't have the correct types, this 1 Pokemon will clear out your whole team. When I did play it before, in previous Radical Red, I don't know if it was version 3, you could still use items in your bag. I don't think I played it on easy. I don't know, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I caught this Pokemon in one of the previous versions, and I had him in my team for quite a while. But we did knock him out with not too much difficulty. I did EV train my Sartha and my Ceruledge, so their speed is almost maxed out, and their physical attacks are also almost maxed out. They're pretty much identical in stats, Sather and Celadon. So I think my Behemoth is a special attacker, so it's a bit different, and he's not as fast. And then my other Pokemon, the Celadon, his defense and special defense are through the roof, and his attack is quite strong. So my last Pokemon, I'm gonna need more special attackers, I think. Definitely a water type, and we'll have to see what else. I am considering maybe training an Eevee and getting an Umbreon, just because Umbreon's such a cool Pokemon. Okay, so we're on the final floor. We gotta try find Mr. Fiji. There's 3 more rocket guys we're working through. We're currently battling Hypno, and Sather has been a beast. He's been one-shotting almost every Pokemon. He was a 3-star when I caught him, and the Eevee trained him to the max. So he's as perfect as he's gonna go. I think the only stat that was a B was his special attack. First, we're gonna change that. We're gonna make everything perfect for him. And when he evolves, he's still gonna get a bit stronger, so I'm just holding off on the evolution. And also Ursaring. Ursaring still has to evolve. When he evolves into Ursaluna, he's gonna be a lot stronger. Ursaluna I'm probably gonna keep with me, but I might swap it out if I do come across a cooler Pokemon. But Ursaluna should be relatively strong, especially in Radical Red. I've read that it puts up quite a battle. Okay, we defeated another grunt, the last grunt, and here's Mr. Fuji. And he's gonna take us back to his home. Here, the guy in purple is the secret trainer mentioned in the previous video. So I don't think you want to battle them now. But later on, before the Elite Four, you can come and train and try to beat him. I think his name is Morty, and he's got a Gengar, a Mega Gengar. But now that we've completed the Lavender Town Tower, we can make our way to Celadon City. Here are all the Pokemon that I came across in the grass. It's Girafarig, Miltank, some cool normal types and bug type Pokemon. Before, we couldn't go through these little houses here. The security guard wouldn't let you through. But because we got the tea in the previous video, we gave them some tea and now they let us through. So you've got to go get that tea in the building in Celadon. So this is we're now in Saffron City, sorry. And this I like to call the Geek Square. Here you can change anything that comes with regards to your EV training, RV training. Super important, all the nerds of the round table. And the first one that I spoke to can actually clear up your EV, can subtract points from your EV. So that's super useful. I already came and used his ability to train my Celadon, because I just trained him randomly when I caught him. A lot of his EV points were on the wrong stats. So I had to subtract EV points from Celadon's special attack, almost 100 points, which is a lot to have wasted on special attack. Ooh, I wanted to put those 100 points more on his physical attack and his speed, because he is a physical attacker. We can't go and challenge the gym leader, as I was actually hoping to battle Sabrina now so we could uncap the level. But we first have to go to Silph Co and battle Giovanni, and then I think we'll unlock the gym. So here we're at Silph Co. The entrance It's a huge building. I think there's like 11 or 12 floors. And there's loads of items, loads of people to battle. So again, swap out your Pokemon, train some others. I'm going to try battle every single person in this building, explore every single floor. So don't waste all this experience. Rather train up some Pokemon while you're doing this and kill two birds with one stone. When you do get into Silph Co, you're very limited because a lot of the doorways are blocked. You need to find the Rocket Grunt with a key card, and then you can start unlocking all the doors. So the first thing we want to do is try to find that key card, and when we do, we'll go back down to the second floor and go through every single floor and clear them out, battle everyone, pick up every item. So that's our goal, and we're also going to train up our Fanpy and our Crenidos. If we can get them both to level 56, the level cap, that'll be worthwhile. I do want to try evolve them when they reach to level 56 or 57. I do believe normally after level 50, they don't really learn much more attacks if they evolve, if they have 3 evolutions. So if you do have a Pokemon, try to train them up to level 50 and then evolve them at around level 51 or 52. Now we're going to let our Fracture evolve. And we have Haxorus. Finally, he's quite a beast. I have used him playing this game previously. That's why I've got him on my team. He's going to be on reserve all the time because he is a strong Pokemon. Dragon types tend to do pretty well. But he's not going to be in my main team. But some strong battles and difficult battles here in Silph Co, and a lot of trainers to battle, so it's quite fun to test your skill and see how you manage. Masatha and Celadon have done extremely well. I called them my sniper samurais because I've EV trained them that their physical attack is pretty much maxed out and their speed is pretty much maxed out. So 90% of the time they attack first and they do a lot of damage. The only problem with that is if they don't attack first for some reason, or if they don't knock out the Pokemon in the first attack, then they get knocked out pretty easily. Their defense is super low, so if they don't get that first attack in, they're goners. That's why it's good to have a balance in your team. I have those 2 Pokemon with very high attack. Behem has got a very high special attack. He is a lot slower. His speed isn't fast for Behem. He's really slow actually. And then I've got other Pokemon that's got super high defense and special defense. And his attack is also high, but he can withstand a lot of attacks because his defense, both defenses are maxed out. So it's good to have a balance and then even have like 1 or 2 Pokemon that are just all-rounders, that their EV levels are all pretty much even. And then you've got a more balanced out team of like super strong attackers, some Pokemon that have super high defense and they can last long in battle, and then some that are just generally pretty strong all round. Okay, we're still busy looking for this Rocket Grunt with the key card. I've tried not to read up too much, so I don't know exactly where to find everything. And we've seen some awesome Pokemon, like here Rocket Grunt just sent out an Aggron, which is such an awesome Pokemon. I've also played this game and had Aggron in my final team, and he was super strong. So there are some tough battles here. I can't believe Satha is still alive, actually. my attacks are hardly doing anything to it because Aggron is a steel type. If Sartha does die, Celadon will definitely do better with being a fire type. I think we better swap them in actually, before Sartha gets knocked out. But yeah, I'm surprised, even though I just caught Sartha, and Eevee trained him, he's still doing really well. To catch a shiny Pokemon, it honestly took me more than 200 encounters with Sartha until I came across the shiny version. But like I said, I'm going to make a complete separate video explaining everything you need to do in detail how to get a shiny, because it is quite a process. There's a lot of rules you have to follow, otherwise your chances are pretty slim. But also it's just about chance. You can randomly just come across a shiny. I remember when I started my last game, I came across a shiny Pokemon in Pewter City right in the beginning. Came across some random shiny and I caught it. And I didn't really understand how rare it is, but it's super hard to get shinies in the wild in this game. But if you follow all the instructions that will give you in the future video of how to get a shiny, you're pretty much guaranteed to get one. But it does take a very long time. So just keep that in mind. You have to have a lot of patience. And your Pokemon have to be pretty strong, actually. Like, I've battled a bit with Sartha because, after you battle a lot of them, the wild Pokemon's level goes up and up and up. So I caught Sartha at level 56, and some of my Pokemon weren't even level 56 yet. So it was tough to try and beat 200 Sarthas when they're all around level 50 to 56. I had to do a lot of healing and recovering. And I wasn't even sure I was going to catch a shiny, but I thought, let me just try. I've never really caught a shiny or gone shiny hunting in Radical Red before. But I'm glad I did it because now I know all that's involved in how to get shinies. I'm definitely going to try and get more shinies in the future, but not right now because it does take a lot of time. I first want to try defeat all the gym leaders possibly. But it would be super cool to get like a shiny Squirtle or a shiny Charmander and end up getting a shiny Charizard or something. So I'm going to keep that in mind. I might try get all shiny versions for my team. That will be pretty sick. But for now, we're still just trying to find the key code. And when we do get to the secret location in the Silph Co, there are a lot of tough battles. I believe first we've got to battle our rival, which is really tough. A rival got really tough from the SSN, and he's even more tougher now, and he's got more Pokemon, and they're more evolved. So we're going to battle our rival, and then afterwards, we have a tag team battle with Team Rocket Admin, which is super tough again. Very, very difficult. And if that wasn't enough, we still have to battle Giovanni. Not once, but I think we battle him twice. So we battle him, defeat him, and then we battle him with a completely different set of Pokemon a second time. And apparently Giovanni is one of the more difficult people in the entire game to beat. So we're gonna see how far we get in today's video. That's why it is a bit of a long one. There's a lot of boss battles, basically 4 boss battles in Silph Co, which is crazy to think about. But if we can get through and beat Giovanni, I think we're on our way. We just found the key card, so you do have to come to this little teleporting portal, teleport back to it and walk through the other side. And now that we've got the key card, we're gonna explore every single floor. We can unlock all these doors, battle more trainers, pick up all these items. So that's still gonna take a bit of time, but just bear with us. I definitely recommend that you do the same, just to get all the items, get all the experience you can. Now with the items, we're picking up a lot of TMs, and we're even picking up things to mega evolve and to do Z moves, which is super useful, especially towards the Elite Four. You kinda need to mega evolve or use Z moves to stand a chance and to put up a better fight. So yeah, I'm gonna clear this floor and then probably go down to floor 2, work our way all the way up until we've cleared everything, and then we're gonna try look for our rival and see how we do. After we defeat Giovanni, we can then unlock Sabrina, the next gym leader in Celadon City. She is a psychic type. She's known to have an Alakazam, which is pretty strong. But I think I will do pretty well against psychic type because my team's types are pretty good against psychic. Like here's a Kadambra we're battling right now. And ghost attacks do well, so Celadon should help us. Celadon is a fire and ghost type. Ghost types aren't actually that common in the game, so I really like this version of Celadon. Then after Sabrina, we will have the Pokey Flute, and then we can start going down towards Koga. We can battle the next gym leader, Koga, the bug type leader. And around Koga you can also find Charmanders in the wild, Bulbasaurs in the wild. We should be getting Surf around then. When we get Surf, we can go and catch Squirtle. I've got to try get all the base 3 Pokemon just to have them. And I believe now even in Silph Co, once we defeat, I don't know if it's our rival or Rocket's admin, one of the two, but they give us a Lapras. So you will get Lapras now when you beat these final bosses in Silph Co. Lapras is given to you as a gift. So if you want Lapras in your team, you'll get him shortly. And Lapras is really cool because he's water and ice, I believe, or you can use a lot of ice attacks. So it's also a good option. And then also later in the game you can start getting some more legendary Pokemon. Like, I know you can get Urshifu, Rapid Strike and Single Strike. So I wouldn't mind adding a Urshifu to my team perhaps. I do like the fighting type Pokemon. I'd rather have Urshifu than Mankey or something. I think Urshifu is really underrated. But I'm hoping to have at least about 20 Pokemon all leveled up to about level 100 before I get to the Elite Four. And then I've got so many Pokemon to choose from. So I'm trying to steadily level them all up as we go. Here we are on level 3. We're still battling more Rocket Grunts. You can't believe there's so many in Silph Co, so many battles. I think my Fampi must be pretty close to level 56 now. Cranidos is still a little bit more. But when you start getting to around level 45, then it gets a bit slower to level up. You need a lot more experience. I am a bit nervous about the boss battles, because in Radical Red there's pretty much 4 hurdles or big milestones in the game. First one is definitely Lieutenant Surge. That's probably the first really difficult gym leader you come across in the game. Then the second hurdle is now Silph Co, when you've got to battle your rival, Rocket's admin and Giovanni. Definitely one of the more difficult periods in the game. And then, of course, the Elite Four is your final challenge. Extremely difficult to do. And in the after game that they've just made in Radical Red with the new islands, in the Sevi Islands, you can battle Ash or Red right at the end. And he is also so difficult. Another really tough battle. I think in my previous time I played, he was probably my toughest battle in the game. But you do get a lot more stronger Pokemon after the Elite Four. Once you do have some legendary Pokemon, it makes it a lot easier. Like I had Mega Mewtwo, which was just damaging and killing everything one shot. So after the Elite Four, it does get a bit easier, especially when you can get legendary Pokemon. It's also a lot of fun just to end off the game that way. But yes, also when we get to Koga in Fuchsia City, that's after we beat Brina. Fuchsia City is also home to the Safari Zone. So in the Safari Zone, I think that's where we have to explore and get surf from. There's like a hidden item in the Safari Zone which gives us surf, I believe. And there's also a lot of cool Pokemon to catch in the Safari Zone that are exclusive to that area. Like I believe Kangaskhan can only be caught in the Safari Zone, I think. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but I think that's the only place you can catch Kangaskhan. And I think a lot of the new Paradox Pokemon are found in the Safari Zone. So if you're into the new Paradox Pokemon, which are pretty cool, they're almost like shiny Pokemon, like with the whole ancient and futuristic vibes. You might want to add some of those to your team. I might want to add some to my team, honestly. I definitely prefer the futuristic Pokemon compared to the ancient, but I like that they've gone with that theme for the new Pokemon and the new Pokemon TCG. I think it just brings a nice aspect, a fresh aspect of ancient and futuristic, because a lot of the Pokemon now have changed a lot from vintage. Like the artworks now have gotten so much better, so much more detailed. So it's really just coming together, showing like old cards and new cards. But now we've battled a lot. I think we've almost picked up every item in Silph Co. We got a couple more floors to do, a couple more battles, but we're clearing it up nicely. My Pokemon that I brought to tag along have leveled up a lot. They're pretty much almost at level 56, which is good. So at least if I have any trouble with Sabrina, I can trade in Cranidos or Fanpy, and I'll definitely get them all to evolve. If I do struggle with any of the bosses in this, in Silph Co, I'm gonna evolve my Sather to try help out a little bit. Evolving doesn't make your Pokemon super more strong, but I'd say it makes it like 20% stronger at least. I do think after I beat Giovanni twice in Silph Co, the rest will be over. The worst will be over, sorry. I think the rest of the gym leaders won't be too much of a challenge. Sabrina, I'm pretty confident we can take down with a couple of attempts. Koga shouldn't be too hard. And we still gotta go get our super rod to catch better Pokemon. Once we can surf, we'll catch a whole bunch of water Pokemon. And then we can't forget about Cinnabar Island. That's where our second to last gym badge is. So we will travel to Cinnabar, the home to all the fire Pokemon. So we'll be able to catch a lot of fire Pokemon there, and in Cinnabar Mansion there's a lot of ghost Pokemon and poison type Pokemon as well. But I don't think Gym Leader Blaine will be too difficult. He's the fire type. I have a lot of ground type Pokemon, and I should have a water Pokemon by then. So I do think after Giovanni it's gonna be fairly easy sailing, although these gym leaders are still a massive struggle. And then once we beat Gym Leader Blaine, then we head back to the second town. We go to Viridian City, because the first gym we went to in Viridian City, there was no gym leader there. So once we defeat Blaine, then we make our way all the way back to the beginning. We'll go visit Oak and our mother, and then we'll go battle the final gym leader in Viridian City. And once we have all gym badges, then we can make our way to the long path to the Elite Four. And on that road to the Elite Four, there are some awesome Pokemon that are really strong. So you can pretty much catch a whole new team in Victory Road, because there are so many cool Pokemon in Victory Road, and they are so strong. But I think in Radical Red also they added, after the Elite Four, you can battle Professor Oak, which I didn't really know until I played it the last time. They add a lot of extra things on and make the game a lot more fun. So after the Elite Four, I believe you can challenge Professor Oak, and he battles you with, I think, 2 or 3 teams of 6 Pokemon. I think it was 2, but it could be 3 even. So you have to battle 2 sets of Pokemon against Professor Oak, which is really difficult. And I have mentioned and shown you guys all the secret Pokemon trainers that you have to battle along the way. And those are really tough battles as well. We've got Bugsy, Morty, there's a couple other ones. There's Pokemaniac, there's the creator that you have to battle by Victory Road. Yeah, there's still a lot of tough battles. So there's a lot to do in this game. Don't think that after the Elite Four it's all over. There's still a lot to do and a lot of tough battles to get through. Okay, it looks like we've cleared most of this floor as well. There's just this little section with the door. We've got another Rocket Grunt or 2 to battle on this level. Don't think we're gonna have time to include Giovanni in this video, seeing as we're already almost 40 minutes in. But we'll just see how it goes. Once we defeat all these Rocket Grunts and make it to the secret location, we will battle our rival first. I'm very curious to see what Pokemon he has, if he has a full team now. And maybe his Squirtle would have evolved into Blastoise already. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge. And if we have time after the rival battle, if we defeat Rival Rev, I'll try and include the tag team battle with the Rocket Admin. that is a really hard battle. But, yeah, I think that'll be good for this video. And then in the next one, part 13, we'll do the Giovanni battle, because I believe we're going to have to battle him twice. So yeah, I think we better add Giovanni into the next one, otherwise this video is going to be an hour and a half long. I want to try to keep it under an hour if possible. And then yeah, after Giovanni at least we can battle Sabrina. Maybe we can include Sabrina in the next one so we can defeat Giovanni and battle Sabrina. That'll be a pretty cool video to make. And hopefully it won't be too long. When we do beat Giovanni, I believe we get a Master Ball, so that's pretty cool to have. Unfortunately, we just get one, but it's better than nothing. And I also just wanted to touch on the Civi Islands. I think it's the first island. There's, like a battle system. So you can enter it, and the more trainers you defeat, the more points you get without dying. And if you get a bunch of points, you can buy certain Pokemon. I think you can also buy TMs and things. But there's some really cool Pokemon that you can buy. I think you can buy Solgaleo and Lunala, some of the legendary Pokemon in that area. So I'm looking forward to that, because Solgaleo is one of my favorite Pokemon. So definitely want to add him to my team at the end of the game. And Celebi is also one of my favorite Pokemon, but I'm not sure if you can get him in here. Okay, so we've made it here to a little resting bed, so I think we're pretty near the end. Before we go through, I just want to clear this area because it seems to be the last area left here. But there's no one to battle. So I think we got another Rocket Grunt or two, and we can come back and heal as well. And then I think we're very, very near to the secret area. Okay, Rocket Grunt sends out Sandaconda. My Sartha does have a grass attack. I think he's one of the few Pokemon on my team that actually does have a grass attack. Because I did take out Vileplume. So my grass and water attacks are very low. I'm trying to get more ice attacks. That will obviously be on my water Pokemon. And hopefully I can get a steel and dark attack. Also in my team, I know when South evolves I'll get some steel types. And I think I must definitely try out an Umbreon after I defeat Giovanni. Thing is, I don't know what super strong attacks Umbreon would have or what his stats are really. But at the moment, my team, if you watch Pokemon Horizons, I've got a lot of the bad guys Pokemon on my team. I have Cerulege, which is like one of the main bad Pokemon. And then also Behemoth. He was also one of the bad guys Pokemon. And Umbreon is actually the bad guy's main Pokemon. So my whole team will pretty much be like the Team Rocket of the new cartoon series, which would be quite cool. Yeah, I can't remember what the villains' names are in Horizons. I watched the whole first season in Japanese, so also it's a bit different. It just had subtitles. But this is the point you want to get to. So here I think we are on the 3rd floor. You come to this tile and there's our rival. Okay, it's time. Let's see how we do. What Pokemon does he have? Okay, so he's got a Staraptor now. I think his Pokemon has reached its final evolution. It did swap out, but I do have that electric attack. And he's got the King Gambit, so that's a new evolution that just came out in now in Gen 9. So King Gambus is really strong, knocked out my Behem quite easily. I believe it is like part Bud type or something. So my fire attack should do well. Oof, one shot and he nearly knocks out my Celadon. I did have to train Celadon's defense and special defense just slightly to get him to survive one hits most of the time. But we got his King Gambit out. We've done some decent damage to Staraptor. Seems like he just hits and swaps out every time. Oh, there's the big guy, the Blastoise. Don't think my fire attacks are going to be good, but we can use this Ghost Cut Shadow Claw. And he uses a Dark Attack to knock me out. Okay, I've only got 4 Pokemon left. I know South has got a Grass attack. So let's hope he attacks first with Trailblaze. He did, but it's not enough to knock him out. But he tries to boost his stats. And he hits me with Dark Pulse and knocks me out. Your Blastoise's Dark Pulse is strong. Haxorus uses First Impression and knocks him out. That's one attack that's helped me a lot in these gym battles. Because very often the opponent has a little bit of health left, but you just can't attack first. They always end up attacking you first, so you can't knock it out. But First Impression has saved me a ton, because that normally attacks first, only on its first attack in the battle. So if I swap out Haxorus, I need to swap in another Pokemon that can attack first, either with Sucker Punch or Quick Attack or something. Okay, sent out Darmanitan, a fire type, but that should not do much against my Bastiodon, being a ground type. And I don't think Staraptor will do much damage either to this ground type. My defense is super high. So I think my stone attack is effective against both of them, and they keep swapping out. Some modders will just keep doing stone attack. I don't think they can really defeat me now. I don't think they have an attack that's actually strong against my type. So that's good to know when you get to these last two, to have a ground type. Okay, we knocked out the Darmanitan, and now it's just Staraptor. And he can't really do too much damage, so I think I've got this one under the belt. It did take a lot of attempts to win this battle. I probably battled this rival about 15 times. But the next battle was way harder with the tag team fight with Rocket's admin. Okay, now we talk to this guy and he gives us a Lapras. And I believe we also get healed once we go through this last teleporting square here. There we can see Garchomp in the background. And here's Rocket's admin. You've got to only choose 3 of your Pokemon because you're battling along with your mate. So the 3 I chose was Behem, Bastiodon, and Celadon. And the first Pokemon they sent out is Gothitelle and Incineroar. So I wanted to get that Gothitelle out the way because the Psychic Ghost types can really cause a lot of damage. And they did knock out Brendan's first Pokemon. Sceptile really helped me knock out Pokemon or 2, as well as Brendan's third Pokemon. Brendan really got me through this battle most of the time because he's got some super strong attacks from his Pokemon. So he definitely led our team through. We got rid of Gothitelle, but then they sent out Goldengo, one of my favorite new Pokemon. Fortunately, they knocked out Brendan's Sceptile. and got my Behem out. So we only got Exploud left for Brendan, and I've got my 2 Pokemon left. I know my Celadon should knock out Gotengo pretty easily. Hopefully Exploud can knock out 1 or 2 of their Pokemon. Okay, so Exploud knocks out Incineroar. That's a good start, and Celadon will knock out Gotengo. Gotengo, I think, is part Steel, so Fire is very effective. And now they send out Houndoom and Primarina, which is not good. Primarina will be strong against my Celadon. Houndoom is Dark and Fire, so I'm hoping to get Primarina knocked out. Otherwise, my Celadon is going to be gone. Oof, and Houndoom also uses a Dark attack, so both his Pokemon are effective against mine. But Exploud knocked out Houndoom in 1 shot. That's what I mean, Brendan really pushing our team through. I do send out Bastiodon, which is Water Steel, so also at a top advantage. But Brendan knocks out Primarina as well. His Exploud is a beast. He's just knocking out everything for me. All the Pokemon that are strong against mine have been knocked out by Exploud. Okay, sends out a Mawile that also Mega Evolves, so he Mega Evolves twice in this battle, for Mawile and for Houndoom, which is pretty crazy. Hopefully my Bastiodon can knock out Mawile. Yes, and he does. Luckily it's not too strong against my Bastiodon. And we won the battle, but this was a tough one. I think I had to do this battle maybe around 20 times, 25 times to beat Rocket Admin. Super tough fight. But we're already over 50 minutes at the moment. So I think we best save and keep Giovanni for the next video.